Alright, it is Moke Friday Night Business here on 2FM, and I'm absolutely delighted, now genuinely delighted to be joined by a man I haven't spoken to. Well, we've been out on the piss a few times since we last did an interview. It was probably about 3 years ago now, I was thinking, man. Lethal Dialect is in the building, Ireland's finest. How are you doing, sir?
Good to see you, brother. It's been a few.
3 years, man.
I'm still hungover from the last one.
I remember that night. That was New Year's Eve. Do you remember?
Yeah,
it was good crack.
Great
in Havana, in Dublin there. Jammers.
It was all a bit of a blur, to be honest, you know. Anytime I go out with you, it is.
Always is with Mo Pesci. That's my alter ego when I get drunk. It's either Mo Pesci or Chuck Morris. You meet
Chuck Morris.
You meet one or the other, man. But yeah, what's been going on? 3 years, dude. I see you now. I can say in the last 3 years, I've seen you grow as an artist. You want to be called an artist, not a rapper.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, you can hear it in the progression from the early stuff to 1988, and then you're going to hear it again, and the progression to newer stuff. And I think it's just growing up and you start listening to different things. You know, I can't listen to the same stuff I was listening to when I was 18, 19. It just
not listening to Dipset anymore, no?
No, not really. You know, they kind of fell off a little bit. Cam sounds like he's been drinking too much Robitussin, so
he never seems to run out of money though, Cameron. He's always balling on Instagram and stuff, but he's not rapping the way he used to. I know you were a big fan though.
He's a Harlem legend, you know. He's a Harlem legend. He's just he's stood back and letting the new generation in, the likes of A$AP Rocky and stuff like that. You know, they're all Harlem as well.
So what would you be listening to now, like as you over the last 3 years, as you were saying?
I listen to a lot of the stuff that I'm kind of surrounded by, you know. The lads out with the band, they kind of double band, some of them triple band. But one of the bands they play with is Overhead the Albatross, and you know, it's music, you know what I mean? It's instrumentation, it's all that type of stuff. And then I'll go back listening to other stuff as well that kind of hits the mark for me, you know, grown man music, Marvin Gaye, and
nice one,
you know, Otis Redding and stuff like that, you know. Obviously always listen to, you know, listen to hip hop stuff as well, but I think it's kind of going in a good direction at the minute. The Pimp a Butterfly and stuff like that was a really good record, and it's just really jazzy influence, and I find that everything is just going back to the roots of music again.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
People aren't really it seems they're not really, you know, making kind of the usual sound in hip hop anymore. They're going for bands and they're going for live music and they're going for just ultimate creativity, I think, you know.
Yeah, thanks to the likes of Kendrick and J. Cole's and the Wale. Now I have to get my hat off to Wale. I liked his last album. Jerry Seinfeld and that as well.
White Shoes, I like that track.
So tell us about the new movie that you're gonna be in. That sounds weird, me saying that. Lethal Dialect, you're gonna be in a movie. An actual movie.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always about the music for me, you know, but it was originally supposed to be working on the soundtrack, and John Connors, who was Patrick, the pipe bomb maker in Love Hate, obviously, he hit me up kind of to come in and talk about the soundtrack. And then I went in, and Peter Coonan was in there. At the time, it was Peter. He was doing auditions with people, and John said, listen, come in and do an audition. You may as well. So went in, ended up getting a leading role. But it's been a long process because it's been like 3 or 4 years in the making, and there's a lot of stuff with the film board, you know. You have to get stuff green lit, and there's a lot of red tape and stuff like that, you know. So we finally got the funding, and I was living out in Darndale for the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Shout out to Darndale, massive.
Darndale, massive.
4 or 5 weeks you were living out there?
Yeah, we did 2 weeks for rehearsals and then 3 weeks to shoot.
Nice one.
And beautiful people out there, you know.
Oh, big time.
It's the same as anywhere else. It gets a bad rap, but when you're out there, it's a different story, you know.
Shout out the prize we're in. Great pub. You got a few points in there, did you?
We did not during this day, you know. But we did before a couple of Christmases. But Kirsten Waring from Top Boy, she was in the Take with Tom Hardy, is in it.
Wow.
Fionn Walton, John Connors, Jimmy Smallhorn, who played Git in Love Hate. And
serious lineup, man. And you're playing a leading role in this movie.
Yeah, there's like the main gang, and I'm one of the main gang, Glenner. And you know, Glenner is kind of the moral compass of the gang, so not too unlike myself. He's kind of pushing them to kind of get out of the gangsterisms and the street influences and stuff. And the kind of basis of the story is there's an old time gang in there, and they've been there for years, and the younger lads get it in their head that they're gonna try and knock them off the top spot, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all the kind of stuff and
Wow.
the morality issues that ensues after that and stuff. So
It's crazy. I am definitely looking forward to that. It's called Cardboard Gangsters.
Cardboard Gangsters.
What's
yeah.
the actual meaning for that? It's like fake gangsters,
It's
is it?
basically, yeah, fake gangsters. It's like, you know, somebody who kind of wants to, who's kind of influenced and kind of besotted by the gangster lifestyle, and they kind of want to get into it, but they don't really have.
They're not really
the
about
sort
that
of
life.
way. No,
No,
not really
no,
about
yeah.
that life. And I think Glenner is a great character to play, because, as I said, he's the moral compass. He's the one saying, "Listen, this isn't us. We need to get out of this." But you know, where his issues come up is the fact that he's loyal to his friends. And Jay, who's John Connors, his character is my cousin in it. So we're actually family. So, you know, he doesn't want to let his family down. He wants to be
right.
loyal and stuff like that. But obviously, you know, it gets very, very deep, and it kind of shows what happens when you really are getting deep into that lifestyle, you know. So it's a social commentary as well. There's a lot of important issues in it as well, I think, that
Brilliant,
need to be dealt
brilliant.
with, you know.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Any word on when it's going to be released, or still shooting it at the minute? Right?
No, it's finished.
It's
shooting.
finished,
It's in
finished.
post-production at the minute. Mark O'Connor directed it. He wants to get it done to get it in the festivals.
Okay.
In the festival circuit early next year. So it may be late next year, or maybe early 2017. But
So three years, man, and I mean the scene in Ireland the last 3 years has been a bit, I would say, hasn't been exciting at all, bar yourself and maybe one or two others, compared to where it was 3 years ago. How do you find the scene, like the Irish rap scene at the minute?
it's just been so busy, you know. Just kind of, I always maintain, I've always said it from day one, you know, that if everybody kind of individually pushes forward and does their own thing and focuses on their own craft, it will push forward as a movement itself. You know, you don't have to consciously decide to make it a movement. If everybody does their own thing and focuses on their own thing and pushes it forward, you know, it'll grow together.
Yeah.
I haven't really been in touch with, obviously, you know, there's the lads I always listen out for, and the ladies I always listen out for. I always reach out and work with them, you know. You can see it in the albums, you see it in, you know, the gigs we do, the people who jump up on stage, they're always around, you know. I always do stuff with the lads I kind of came up with, I suppose. But yeah, I haven't really been paying too much attention, you know, to the thing as a whole.
I've seen you collaborated with the original Root Boys, who are still killing it at the moment, the past 3 years steadily. Was that a track you worked on, or just for the live show?
Just for the live show, I filled in a verse, yeah. But
it was good to see. It was good to see you on the stage with them.
Definitely, you know, the lads are doing their thing, and there's no denying what they're doing, you know.
Yeah.
They've constantly been growing and pushing forward, and to be offered a platform where you're playing a sold out academy is a no-brainer, you know. You've got to do it, and the lads are all great. They're all townies, you know. They're not too far from where I'm from, so we get on, you know. We have a couple of mutual friends and stuff like that, so
fellow North Dubliners,
exactly,
as we would say.
Exactly.
But speaking of the academy, man, correct me if I'm wrong, but bar the original Root Boys, I can't think of another MC rapper in this country to ever put a show on in the academy.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about it, you know. Just kind of taking it as it comes, you know. We've just been working this year. We've done a couple of great gigs this year, really, you know. It kind of started off with the end of the Damien Dempsey tour, and then we did Trafalgar Square with Maverick Sabre and Damien Dempsey in London on Paddy's Day.
Wow. You want to pick them names up you just dropped there on the ground? Damien Dempsey, Maverick Sabre?
No, I'll keep flicking them out, you know. But yeah, that's, you know, it's obviously a privilege to be working with guys like that, you know. That
absolutely.
They're geniuses in their own right, and it's just been learning for me, you know. It's almost like being an apprenticeship and just picking up things and seeing how people prepare for the live show, and that's one of the biggest focuses for me, is being on the live show and, you know, writing stuff that translate to on stage, but not purposely sitting down and saying I want to write this because it'll be good live, but having gigged for so long and having toured and stuff like that, you pick it up subconsciously.
Yeah,
you know?
and I know you were gigging with a DJ, but now you're going to be backed by a full band. You've been playing with the band for a while now, and how different is that for you from just going from a DJ to full band?
It's, you know, obviously there'll always be the times when we're doing a different type of gig and I'll give Scorpio a shout and we'll do our thing, but it's just, the band is just, it's music. That's what it is. It's ultimate creativity, and you've so many people on stage to bounce off, you know?
Yeah.
It's just completely different. I'd find it very hard to go back now, you know, especially when we're kind of writing music, or when we're messing around and doing a couple of covers or whatever. It's just seeing people kind of mastering their own instrument, and you're in the middle of it all. There's no feeling like it,
and it's absolutely great. I genuinely mean it. To see you evolve, to go from a DJ to a live band is absolutely phenomenal. As I said, I can't think of another MC that has progressed as much as yourself in ever. So I know you've got the big show is going to be on the 5th of December.
5th of December, yeah.
And tickets are on sale now?
Tickets on sale now from Ticketmaster. We're doing a little signed, personal kind of signed album giveaway on Ticketmaster as well. You can buy them, and we'll do the little
always helps.
Signature.
Always
that,
helps.
You know?
And big, I hear rumours that there's going to be big guests at this show. Anybody you can reveal to us right now?
You know, the people that work are so busy, you can never really put it out there like that, you know. But
you're working with some big names, as we said. Maverick Sabre, Damien Dempsey. Anybody else we can drop in there?
The lads in the band, you know, Dave and Ben, they kind of double job, and they're doing stuff for Overhead, the Albatross, and then Dave gigs with Codaline as well, and we're to be chilling with Jay in the studio quite a bit, and you know, it's not even about the names or kind of, you know, the people's reputation. It's just about people, all the names I've mentioned, you know, they work their asses off, you know, they really do, like, and it's been
and they respect you as well, you know.
Yeah,
they respect you.
Definitely.
Random people come up to me on the street as well, and one guy said you were the voice of his generation. You know, he said he goes through all this stuff and he's fed up, and he puts on Lethal Dialect and does what he does, and he said it helps him out. And he says he watches our interviews, and he's just, you know, he's blown away by you, saying you're the voice of a generation, you know.
Yeah, look,
do you feel a responsibility to some of because they don't have anyone in Dublin to really look up to that speaks, you know, in the way you do in terms of rap?
Yeah, well, I think that there's a lot of lads in Dublin doing it. I think there is a good few people. I wouldn't deny, you know, anybody else. There's a lot of people that, you know, the kind of younger heads are listening to and being influenced by. But I mean, yeah, it's obviously it's a great team, but it's good for me to see, you know, people looking towards Irish artists in that type of light, because when we were starting out, there wasn't really anybody, you know. You had to look to London, or you had to look to New York, or wherever it was, you know. I found Lunatic and that later on, and that was kind of who I started looking up to, but at the time there wasn't really anybody when I was starting out, you know. So for them to have somebody from their own hometown doing it like that is a great thing, and, you know, it was always part of what we wanted to do. But Voice of a Generation is a little bit heavy, you know what I mean? Wait for 10 years. Yeah, wait for 10 years and we'll see.
You've a lot to do, and as I said, the Academy the 5th of December, and he's not giving us any names away who's going to be there, big names, but expect big names anyway.
Yeah, possibly.
Alright, Lethal Dialect, Mo K, 2FM, Friday Night Business, and thanks for coming in, man.
Appreciate you for having us.